linebacker thing, and this may be a cop-out, but there's a certain time when seniority has to take a backseat when it comes to starters. We saw it last year with Patchen, and I think we're seeing it a little bit this year with Zach McLeod. Jay, would you agree?
I'm past that. I mean, I get it, bro. Like, especially with McLeod. McLeod is getting role model PT right now, bro. That's what I call it. He's a great person, bro. He's an absolutely
cool.
For years. He's a great person, and he has the most experience. Here's my thing, bro. We already rotate anyway, right? Every position we rotate, so everybody's gonna play. If you're gonna start them, cool. This is all I want to see. This is across the board: receivers, linebackers, everything. We come into every year with question marks. It's college football, a lot of new people. When you start to get an answer, bro, play that man until he proves you wrong. So when we're talking about somebody like Brooks, he's showing you some answers, bro. So he should be getting the most time right now. I don't care if he starts or not. I don't care what the rotation is. When you start getting answers, those guys need to be playing more. We did that with Rousseau last year. I'm glad. But, like, that needs to be more consistent of me not finding out the answers before the coaching staff does.
Mm-hmm.
Baker, whoever's making those decisions. But I'm seeing too many question marks, and I'm using Pope for this example. Pope, because he hasn't done it in the game, was a question mark. Y'all decided he was an answer. He was a question mark. Jay Williams last year, they decided he was an answer at quarterback. He was a question mark. So they're calling question mark answers, and when we start seeing answers, they're still treating them like question marks. That's what's bothering me. When we start to see an answer, start rotating that guy in more to see if that's really an answer. And if he proves it, keep him on the field, then give him the starting job. But it's just too much of this equal opportunity, seniority type thing to where y'all are treating people who haven't really done it yet. And I still feel like McLeod, he was third in that group, bro. You still haven't proven to be a starter yet.
Dude, you sound like Jordan. You sound like Jordan right now. That's the point he always makes. Like, because we had, and this goes back to a point that you made when you're talking about that McLeod could be a first round pick, Cam. We had an NFL draft guy on probably like in April or whatever. He said that he expected McLeod to go higher than Quarterman and Pinckney, who obviously wasn't drafted, but he expected McLeod to be like a second, third round guy. So I came into the season with high expectations for 53, but I'm just not seeing it. And honestly, look, and let me just make one more point. But at this point, just put the person who's producing. This is football, and it pisses me off that we're saying this kind of year after year.
Yeah, and I hear you. And I said that 5 years ago. I didn't say it in no April. Or January, you know what I mean? I said this calendar year, give me some credit for that. When he was a recruit, okay, I was extrapolating off of what I saw when he was at, Santa Lucia's high school.
We all do that, bro. She's supposed to do as a fan anyway.
Right, no, but honestly, he was the highest rated of those guys. I went up there and I saw him play in a couple games. I saw him at some recruiting events. Like, I'm going off of what I saw in person, on film, size, height, skill set. I'm looking at a whole bunch of different things. You know what I mean? Saying that 5 years ago is one thing. You got somebody on the podcast this calendar year and said that?
Yeah.
No, sir.
That's Marsh.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Trust me, it wasn't me.
You had high hopes, don't lie.
I did have high hopes. When
you know what I'm saying, but that's what you thought. You in there, bro.
Well, and like the fact that he was coming back for a fifth year, I think it kind of blinded me to the last few years of him playing, and I just kind of thought, oh, it's his fifth year, he's gonna do so well. I thought the same thing about Patchen last season. So I've been caught in that mindset a few times. Last few questions. Sorry, what?
I was just going to say also for Patchen, he was injured forever and,
True.
He flashed a couple plays when he was healthy, and you thought, okay, maybe this is going to be it. And then you just had, that freak of nature, number 15, Gregory Rousseau, and, nothing was the same.
Yeah. It was definitely more a testament to Rousseau breaking out than Patchen not doing enough. But so last few questions. Jordan was on the Fours Up Twitter today. And I think it was when we were struggling in the third quarter or second quarter, he said something along the lines of brace yourselves for 7-4. And I'm a pessimistic Canes fan. I'm still nervous because that's what I've had the last 15 years is just kind of pitiful football play. But I even after today, I think we can still win 8-9 games this season. Jay first, and then Cam. 7-4. Are you buying that, or is that an over exaggeration?
He had good reason for it.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think it's gonna happen though. I still feel like everything that I predicted, I'm still standing on all of that. I said last time I was on here, I don't think that this is a team that's gonna get upset. Now, this is when King was playing better, offense clicking a little bit more, but I still see the same thing, to where I don't see 4 teams that are better than us, and I think that I trust us to just win the game. Now, the hype we had before Clemson, I'm hoping they just deflated us a little bit. We can get that air back. We're just clicking a little bit more. But I feel like until we see North Carolina, I'm not even tripping.
Well, don't sleep on Virginia Tech either, or at NC State. I'm scared about that game. I'll be completely honest.
All I'm talking about is a W. I ain't predicting no blowouts against nobody. I don't know how we're gonna look. Our offense ain't looking the same right now for whatever reasons. Defense still what they are. All I'm talking about is a win. I'm confident that we will win these games.
All right. Cam, you predicted...
And I'm not sweating until North Carolina.
Cam, you predicted 7-4, correct?
I did.
Okay. I don't know why that reaction was just so funny. Are you
ask a question, get an answer?
It was just so somber. What do you think we're better than a 7-4 team right now, or are we right on track for that prediction?
I'm going to quote myself from the State of the U website, our State of the U 2020 season predictions, published on September the 7th at 4 p.m. And I quote me. If you've been following me or reading State of the U for any length of time, you'll know I've been among the most vocal and optimistic people regarding Miami that you'll find. The Canes have more talent than any team in the ACC not named Clemson, but they've routinely underachieved, done less with more than any team in the country over the last 15 years. And that includes many, many losses to teams that they had no business losing to. Y'all know the list, and I'm not going to go through it, but that's why I'm not optimistic this year. There are reasons to believe that things will finally be different, that Miami will finally play to the level of their talent and stop losing stupid games to inferior teams they have no business losing to. But the Canes are going to have to prove it before I believe it or predict it. 7-4, prove me wrong. End quote.
Okay. Month and a half later, is that...
I mean, I read it. No, same. Like, right. Okay. You passed 2 tests. The Louisville game and today. Those are encouraging because in the past, even last year, the year before, we probably lose one, if not both of those games. So that's something good. But I'm still not sold. I still think that there are deficiencies in the passing game. I still think that there are issues just with the bend don't break nature of the defense because sometimes what happens if the defense breaks? What happens if you don't make that one last play to hold who do we play today? Jesus Christ.
Pittsburgh,
right. What if we don't hold them to field goals on 1 or 2 or 3 of those drives? That's a loss. So am I pleased with the fact that there's effort and everything? Yes, but I still need more proof that this is a 9 or 10 win team this season before I fully believe it.
Yeah, I after the Louisville game or after the FSU game, I said going into the season, I said 8-3, and then after the FSU game, I said there's no reason this team can't finish 10-1. I don't know. There's still no reason we shouldn't be able to do that, but games against Vatech really scare me. UNC is going to be very tough with the way they're playing, and kind of like you, Cam, I just need to see a little bit more. And it's awesome that they're, the effort is there, but that shouldn't have to be on the wish list.
Right, but it's also, we're 4-1 so far.
Exactly.
So that's positive, but we've been with 4-1 records or better records, and then things have fallen apart. Derek King completed 50% of his passes today. that is something that maybe could come back to haunt you. He threw, yes, the 4 touchdowns, but he also threw 2 pretty bad interceptions. Mm-hmm. And the fact of the matter is he's still going to be 5'9" next week. So you're going to coach your defensive line that if you can't get there, get your hands up and tip some passes. And Pittsburgh tipped like 7 of them. One of them got picked. Another one could have got picked. And then, you had the second one that did. So, yes, Miami's a good team. Yes, Miami's a talented team. But I'm not 100% sure that the record at the end of the year is going to be to the level that we want. And again, I hope that they prove me wrong. But I, for one, am not going to set my sights on this super high win total from a team that's been so volatile and so inconsistent over these last 15 years. There's a small step is still a step, but we still have many more steps forward to go before I'll 100% believe them.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're completely right, and I think that's definitely how I feel as well. So Jay is confident as hell right now. He's just going for
No, wrong. Can you still hear me? I'm in the car right now. Hopefully I don't get bad.
No,
if you get bad, cut me off. Look, this is what I think to what Cam said. Are we talking about a record or are we talking about being a better team? Because we can pull out 10-1. Malik Rozier did that, bro. We pulled out a good record with not that good of a team before. I believe that we can do that. I think the team still needs work. The program is still going in a direction that we haven't achieved yet, clearly.
Yeah.
But just the record, I think we can do that, bro.
All right. I think that's fair. Yeah. Okay. All right, boys. Okay, next week against Virginia, last question. Confident we can get a big dub, or not? It wouldn't be a big dub, but
every dub is a big dub.
Yes, sir. I haven't really watched any Virginia. I just hate Bronco Mendenhall, so it's always personal for me when we play them. Are they good?
Oh, why? Because he coached at BYU?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
and he just wasn't very nice when I met him, honestly. Are they good this year?
They're 1-2 and tied at 20 in the second quarter against Wake Forest, who's also 1-2. So,
okay.
I mean, maybe average. They did some numbers against Clemson, a week or two before we played them. But they're them.
Yeah, I feel like UVA is usually like a tough game, where it's still in jeopardy in the third quarter. But next week, let's just come out and beat the hell out of them. But boys, I thank you guys so much for this. This was awesome. You guys are 2 of my favorite people to talk with. We got to do this again. All right?
Hey, this was legit, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
the real professional take, so I'm always down for that.
All right.
Nah, Jay got to stop tweeting about LeBron for a second to hop back on the microphone. I'm just saying for a second on the microphone. I don't want you doing that while you're driving and talking canes, man. Just put it down for a minute. That's all I'm saying.
It's worth it.
Bro, how do you have the energy? How do you and AR have the energy?
If I live my life and I get off a good fire LeBron tweet, bro, I lived a good life, bro. If I get in a wreck for that, hey, God got me, bro.
I honestly don't know how you and 82 have the energy to go at it every day about the same thing.
But I'm built for this. That's why.
Jay's stupid, yo.
I do this.
Okay.
I tweeted about him tweeting about that one time, and this man tweeted me 7 responses back to back, and I was like, just the one tweet, dang. I mean, whatever. I mean, clearly, just because I don't go back and forth on the timeline, you saw that I roasted Richard, so I can do it. But, I mean, dang, I just said one thing. This man just, so, yeah.
It's because I be at work, bro. My job has a lot of downtime. That's why I'm on Twitter. Once I go home, I don't even get on the app barely. But I be having time, bro. I be having a lot of time to talk.
Okay. You're built for this,
AR going to get this work.
All right.
Shout out to AR.
Shout out. Okay. All right, boys. Anything else?
One more shout out. I'm giving to Manny again. Actually, I got 2.
All right.
Manny, I appreciate Manny. The difference between Manny and every other coach. Number one, he thinks like me. He's always trying to fix something. You know what I'm saying? But what I appreciate about Manny is there is zero stubbornness, bro. Everything we've been saying, he's been seeing. I don't know if it's coming from us, but he's making those changes. He's at least exploring it. And I have to give him credit for that because we're seeing the openness to look at something else. Second thing I got to give credit to is Feely feels. What's the strength and conditioning coach name?
David Feely.
Feely.
I feel like he is very underrated in how far we've come just in being able to compete with these other teams on a physical level. Because I didn't realize how far we were behind, bro. And he's catching up a lot of people, but even in a game like Clemson, I'm still mad that we didn't show up for that game.
Yeah.
But because of where we are on the